Another week, another loss for the Steelers. And I ain't feel like doing the intro on promotion and none of that stuff. I don't care about any of that. This right here is absolutely horrible. Horrible display of football. And yes, you're in the playoffs, of course, but you're gonna be probably done in the first round like that. Of course I'm gonna still support the team and hope to win, but you're not gonna win, especially after you lost this game right here, and now you have potential to fall into the sixth spot. I doubt the Raiders beat the Chargers. So you're gonna fall to the sixth spot. You gotta play Baltimore, you're probably gonna get blown out 30-3 or something like that, something crazy. And they're gonna be the same story over and over. We 10-7 now. We start off 10-3. All you had to do is win 2 games. 2 games, you won the division probably. If you'd have won that game against the Ravens, or if you won the game against, and at one point it turned to 1 game, you beat the Chiefs, and you'd have won the division like that too as well. If you won out too as well, all you have to do is win 2 games. So win 2 games like that, get the 12 wins, and you probably would have won the division like that. But the Steelers messed up and they fell down from the first division to second division. Losing 4 straight games, and you come into this last game right here against the Bengals already averaging 13 points per game. Entering this game right here, the past 3 games, you only averaged 13 points. So you're thinking that you'll start off faster and stronger, but for some reason, the Steelers start off sluggish again. Russell Wilson missing a lot of throws and different things. He probably will not be back next year, most likely, because it'd be kind of pointless. He's 36, turn 37 next year as well, so it'd be like, he's not going to get even younger and even better like that. He is who he is. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame player, 9, 10-time Pro Bowler, multiple, got the All-Pro selection, the Super Bowl, of course, as well. We know about his accolades, but as of right now, he was cool at first, but America mentioned it every week. I was like, Russ playing good, but I said, I feel like the way we playing can't be sustainable too. I feel like holding the ball still too long, and also trying to get everything in one place sometimes like that. I feel like for him, either the home run hit, the deep ball, or it was nothing really like that. He held the ball too long. Some plays like on different downs, like the one drive he had when the score the score was this is the one that he got sacked on, I think. When he got sacked on, no, it's a 3-and-out one. 3-and-out one. We was 17-19, a 3-and-out one, and we had Russell Wilson got the ball. Now, on that play right there, and that drive right there, you're supposed to get the ball, drop back, and probably a predetermined read. You're supposed to have a guy on the outside. George Pickens ran like a little curl route, like that little comeback like that. You see Kevin Austin do the same thing, too. All you got to do is drop the ball back, and you zip it. For some reason, Russell Wilson want to hold the ball, and then once you hold the ball in those type of routes, like those routes that you set up, you kind of like jog into it, and you break off. Once you hold the ball, those routes are kind of meaningless because like the defender already back into play, and he held the ball for too long, and he have nothing open, and then you got to just toss something up crazy and nothing happens like that. It's just bad execution and bad play design like that. And I think Russell Wilson's been doing a lot of that lately the past few weeks. That's why we've been losing too as well. And some teams, like I mentioned, we play the good teams. We of course beat the Commanders. We beat some good teams too. The Commanders, we beat the Ravens. We beat the of course the Bengals earlier this season as well. He beat some good teams too as well. But when you get to that threshold of December football, late December, January football, you gotta play better. Russell Wilson has not played too good. The numbers might show him playing pretty good, and overall, like don't get me wrong, overall he played pretty good as a whole to get to the playoff position as well. But I feel like Justin Fields was playing a little better. At least Justin Fields was able to use his legs to keep things alive. We might have not scored the most points, but we still won games. Of course, we went 4-2. He had a better record. Russell Wilson finished the season off 6-5. Losing 4 of the last games. We went from 10-3 to 10-7. Last year's team was 10-7. And remember they had a losing streak. We had Kenny Pickett as quarterback. Kenny Pickett, Mr. Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph as quarterback. And we were on a losing streak. We was 7-4, and we lost 3 straight. And then we won the last 3 and made the playoffs. And this team right here, 10-3. Then you lost 3 straight. Then you hoping this game right here you can probably find a way to snap it and shake it off, but you lose the last game. So now you're entering the playoffs with 4 straight losses, and most likely you're not going to win. I like to be positive, of course. Try to see like, you might have a chance and things that happen. Not going to win. And I don't even know if I want to make the playoff hype video. I'm going to make the playoff hype video, discussing some stuff. I probably will not make that anyway. The playoff hype video, I might just make something about, a video about, we don't have a chance, but I'm still going to watch type of video like that. But it's just bad. Entering the playoffs 4 straight wins. 4 straight losses is just terrible. Now, maybe if you was like, okay, we lost 3 straight. We won this game right here. We found a way to fight and pull off this win versus the Bengals. We'll enter the playoffs with 1 win, but we kind of won one of our last 3. But at least you'd be like, okay, we're playing the Texans. Texans would have been a better matchup for us. But falling down, now you got to try to Baltimore. Not saying you cannot beat Baltimore, but the way Baltimore is playing, Lamar Jackson is playing, and the way our offense cannot keep on par with anybody. The defense has been playing good. The defense probably should be losing. The Bengals probably should have been won the game. Should have been like 28 to probably 10 or something like that. But the defense did a good job in getting turnovers, getting stops as well, sacks as well, and holding the Bengals to only one touchdown in the red zone. They did a very good job. All them field goals the Bengals kicked, so the score was 19-17. So the Steelers defense did a very good job at that, at stopping all that and keeping them held down. One of the top offenses entering. I think they're averaging 28 points a game. But the Steelers defense did a good job of shutting that down and keeping it low scoring. But the offense cannot score. And it's the same story every time. Our defense is good. The past few years, defense always been good, keeping everything up. Even last year, defense was better. It was crazy. Last year, defense was with less guys on the team compared to injuries. Average, they allowed less points than what this year's defense allowed. This year's defense allowed, I think, 19 a game. Last year was 18 a game, I think. So it's kind of crazy too with that. But this year's offense, of course, is better than last year's offense, but it's still kind of the same because they do still have a lot of woes and need to be fixed. So it's just a lot of bad things happening. Went 10-7 last year. With 3 different quarterbacks, 10-7 this year with 2 different quarterbacks now. So we need to see kind of a threshold. The main problem and the main focal point of our team has been the same thing that's been plaguing us for the past 3 years, and that's the quarterback position. Ever since Big Ben has left, even when Big Ben was here last year, he was a little older, but ever since he left, the quarterback position has plagued us. Instead of following the formula that worked, like the Packers followed when they did the money stealer, Brett Favre was the guy, and then you look at, of course, Aaron Rodgers come in, take over a little bit while he was still in the midst of his things. Aaron Rodgers won MVP, but what they do? Went out there and got Jordan Love. Like, okay, we see a guy who's very good. We can't pass on this guy. Let's get Jordan Love. Rodgers played there. Rodgers started declining. They traded him away. Jordan Love plays, and he plays well like that. Still should have followed that formula. You had Jalen Hurts available. You took Chase Claypool. You had Lamar Jackson. You took Terrell Edmonds. You had all these different guys available, and for some reason you keep messing up a little bit because you're trying to pander to Big Ben and do this thing, trying to pander to stuff. And once I hit the Steelers, sometimes the loyalty. Of course, you can have loyalty to your guys, but too much loyalty can hurt you also as well. I know Coach Tomlin and the Rooneys and stuff, they love loyalty. They love being loyal to their guys, but having too much of that loyalty can definitely hurt your team. And you see us now, of course, being, messing up, don't have the right position and still kind of fill that void at quarterback. I think Justin Fields could be a very good quarterback with us, developing well. He played well with us. And Arthur Smith loved him because the offense went well, especially the rushing. We were able to run the ball very well with him, and he was able to do different things. Of course, they allowed him to throw the ball deep a lot. People say he was hesitant, but I think there was more, like he had mentioned the restrictions. They said they didn't want to throw the ball deep, want to kind of keep everything close and like that, and try to let him make plays from that position. And he made plays. He made plays. He had more touchdowns in the red zone than what Russell Wilson had. I think he played very good football in that sense. So I think Justin Fields probably will be back next year because they did trade for him last year. So they don't use to trade for a guy just to not bring him back next year. I think my whole thing before the season started, you can go back and watch the video if you don't believe me. On the video I had made when I said Russell Wilson will probably start and Justin Fields might come in here and there. That's before we knew Russell got injured. But Justin Fields probably come in maybe end of the season or something like that when the Steelers already kind of clinched their spot or something. And then probably next year they'll let Justin Fields take over the reins like that and see what happens. I think that still can happen, really. Russell Wilson, because Justin Fields played the first 6 games, went 4-2, and played pretty good football, and then had his number 1 in the division. And then you look at, of course, Russell Wilson. He did his thing, of course. He learned some things from Russell Wilson. I think he can come back next year because the Steelers did trade for him. Bring him back next year. And Russell Wilson, he probably he goes somewhere like that. But it probably won't be Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh, they did decide to go that route, bring Russell Wilson back. We'll see how that turns out, but the Steelers need to make sure they get a solidified quarterback, somebody who can actually move and actually make decisions like that and actually listen to what the coach is calling instead of doing the unnecessary things. I feel like sometimes he holds the ball too long and put him in more trouble than good. Of course, sometimes he made big plays. He holds the ball and he scrambled out and made those big plays, no big throws. But a lot of times that he holds the ball on way too long and mess some plays up, and you kind of get yourself into trouble and you got to throw it away or a turnover happened or something crazy happened. So a lot of things kind of messing up. And plus, he's getting older. He's about to turn 37 next year. And actually this year, I think his birthday October, right? I think October, something like that. His birthday at the end of close to the end of the year. So getting older, he's not getting younger with anything as well. So he's more on the back end of his career. Doesn't feel some more on the front end. He's still got a lot of things to learn. He's 25. A lot of things to learn still with the team, so we can get things going and get things rolling more. And if the Steelers want to draft a quarterback, that'd be good too. You never know. We see the Chiefs did before. They made the playoffs many times. Alex Smith. Remember that year they lost to the freaking. They did the year before that. They lost to somebody in the playoffs. I don't know if it's the Colts year. It was one of the years they lost to somebody. Then the following year, they drafted Patrick Mahomes, and then they went to the playoffs again with Patrick Mahomes there, and Alex Smith and them lost to the Titans. You know, that little shocker game in the wild card. So what they do, they put Mahomes in the following season, let Alex Smith go in the free agency, and everything worked out for them. 3 Super Bowls now. Sometimes you see a guy in the draft, you're like, I can trade up for that guy and get him and bring him in and try to make some change. You probably can do that sometimes. But right now, that's kind of for the future. That's kind of a story for the future, of course, mostly. But right now, we got to see what happens. I feel like the best case scenario for the Steelers, you know, you playing Baltimore, you know, but hope is a slugfest. Hope is a slugfest like the first game we played in Baltimore, and not the second one. The second one, we played Baltimore in Baltimore. That was a bad one like that. You know, the game was very close at one point, but the Steelers couldn't get anything going and a lot of turnovers. Hope is a slugfest. It was a slugfest game, and the game is very close. The Steelers most time pull those off. And I didn't pull it off this past game, but most time when the game is close, they can pull it off sometimes. So you can hope it's one of those games. But if you get lucky and the Raiders somehow beat the Chargers, which I think is probably not going to happen, of course not. But if you get lucky like that, and you play the Texans, you might have a good chance to beat them, probably. But both the teams, Texans and Steelers, are very similar sense. You know, offense is a little lackluster right now. Defense plays well, but the offense just can't capitalize like that. So we'll see what happens fully. But it's been bad for the Steelers. The Steelers playing bad, and with the same scenario. You know, I love, of course, what we're doing here, but we got to make some changes. Got to make some big-time changes, of course. You know, Coach Tomlin did his thing, of course, throughout most of the season like that. We got a playoff spot again, but it's going to be the same story again like that. We can't have you play your legacy. You know, Coach Tomlin's a Hall of Fame coach, but you don't want that to play your legacy at the end. Just get one more. Get one more championship. Just one more championship. Go out there and make something happen. You want that playing your legacy. And then you look at, of course, Terrell Austin. He got to go probably, most likely. Terrell Austin did a solid job throughout early on the season. He was doing a solid job, but then I feel like he kind of reverted back to what he did last year. Soft coverages and things not working. He might have to go. And then you look at, of course, Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith, overall, I think Arthur Smith did a pretty good job. He probably stayed for next year as well. I feel like sometimes his play calling got a little shaky here and there, but sometimes I feel like it's more of Russell Wilson not listening to the play call. Because you look at some plays, you're like, okay, you see the routes the receivers run, but like when I mentioned, like they're running the curl route. That could be like the predetermined read, drop back, and he's it. Russell Wilson will drop back, he'll hold it. And then he'll spin and run out and try to make something out of nothing, like for no reason, when it's already there. Throw the play that's there. Like that. Sometimes you predetermine stuff. See what Joe Burrow was doing? Just dinking and dunking in different spots. And what happened? When he opened spots up, we took a shot to T. Higgins, got him open. Jamar Chase in the end zone, got him open as well. You wait till something open up and you take your shots and you make plays. So the Steelers offense just don't have that in them anymore, and it looks very bad. So we'll see what happens, of course. Most likely going to be a first-round exit. I hope not, of course, but it probably a first-round exit again for the 9th straight year. I haven't won a playoff game since I was in high school, which was like, I think they said 2016. I was like in 10th grade, I think. Last time I won a playoff game, which is absolutely sad. You know, so yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. You can get to the playoffs, like I mentioned many times. We're good enough to get in the playoffs, but not great enough to win in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens, of course. And our team is kind of stuck in limbo. We get there, so we'd be a lower draft pick. Can never have enough higher picks unless you'll trade up in the draft to get one of those top quarterbacks or get somebody or bring somebody else in to bring a spark. The needs really are receiver. Definitely receiver. You know, Luther Burden would be great. You know, Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State would be great. That's somebody explosive playmaker who's consistent, who don't have no baggage with them either. So receiver would be great. Cornerback, top cornerback. Like I mentioned last year, I wanted us to draft a cornerback last year because I knew it was going to be a problem. And it's been a problem this year, too, as well. The second cornerback getting cooked. I think Jackson was cool, but he keep getting injured like that. So get a guy, and he's 30 now, too, as well, so getting older. I know 30 in real life is not that old, but in football is old. But cornerback's another thing, too, as well. Tackle. I know Trevor Townsend was coming back next year, but still draft one later rounds. Dan Moore, goodbye. You got to get out of here. Like that. I hate to call people jobs, but you got to get out of here because he's just been bad. And then that's kind of the main needs right there. You got receiver, cornerback, offensive tackle. Now, depending on what you do at quarterback, you let both quarterbacks walk or you bring Justin Fields back, you'd be good. But you could maybe still draft one if you want to. You could go a different route like that. But that's the top needs right there. The top needs right there is receivers, cornerback, and offensive tackle. You get those pieces added, I feel like it can help your team out a lot. But this is all I have for today's video. That's all I have right here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe for more content. Actually, dislike the video to show the hate to the Steelers a little bit for today. I know I love the Steelers, but it's a love-hate relationship. Love and hate is a thin line, you know. And right now I'm with the other side of the line, the hate line a little bit because we just play bad. Yep. See you guys probably tomorrow on that video because I have to goddamn congratulate the Ravens on winning the freaking AFC North title. So I had to do a video about that too as well, while soaking in another fourth loss. But at least this loss ain't that bad, because I was not surprised by what I saw. You know, they give us a little hope. They do it every time. Give us a little hope to take it away and leave us in despair. They do that all the time like that, just to do us badly and stuff. But we'll see what happens for the playoffs. Hopefully not the first round exit, but most likely 99. And I'm 98. If we play the Ravens, I'm 99.9% certain that we will be losing. If we play the Texans, you know, I have a 55% chance we will win at that. But if we play the Ravens, it's over probably, because I can't see us going out there and matching it. Our offense, our defense will show up, but the offense ain't gonna be able to show up, so it'll be over. But yeah, peace out.